Affirmative.
Insufficient
Reporting.
funds.
Affirmative.
Reconstruction
Agreed.
options.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. At once. At once. Yes, sir. At once. Awaiting orders. At once. Affirmative. Very well. Very well. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Ready and waiting. At once. Reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. At once. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very well. Agreed. Yes, sir. Ready and waiting. Be acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Very well. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very well. At once.
Engineering
Reporting. Affirmative.
Engineering affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative. Ready and waiting. At once. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Be agreed. Of course. Affirmative. Ready and waiting. At once. Very well.
Unit firepower
Very
upgraded.
well. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. Very well. Agreed. Very well. Agreed. Affirmative. At once. Very well. At once. At once. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. Yes, sir. At once. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Payload ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Insufficient
Affirmative.
funds.
Awaiting orders. At once.
Building.
Awaiting orders.
Construction complete.
Affirmative.
Construction options. Building. Building.
Reporting. Very well.
Construction complete.
Agreed. At
Unit
once.
speed upgraded. Reconstruction
Reporting.
options.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building. Unit armor
Acknowledged.
upgraded. Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative. Very well. Yes, sir. At once. Affirmative. At once.
Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Ready and waiting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
At once. Agreed. Affirmative.
Building.
Ready and waiting. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Building. Unit
No,
speed upgraded. Building.
No.
Unit ready. Construction complete. Building. On hold. Cancel. Building.
Yes, sir. Agreed.
Unit
Agreed.
armor
Affirmative.
upgraded.
Agreed. Affirmative.
Select target. Construction complete.
Yes, sir. At once.
Cannot deploy. Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Engineering affirmative.
Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Affirmative.
Building. Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged. Ready and waiting. Very well. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Our base is under attack. Building. Unit firepower. Upgrade. Building. Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Construction complete. Cannot deploy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Reporting very well. Very well.
Building.
Yes, sir. Agreed.
Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Ready and very well. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Building. Unit ready. Building.
Ready and at
Unit
once.
lost.
At once.
Unit lost.
Agreed. Affirmative. 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 Reporting. At once. At
Construction
once.
complete. Building.
Yes, sir. Of course.
Unit lost. Unit
Very well.
lost. Building. Unit lost. Construction complete.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Cannot deploy here.
Ready and waiting.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very well.
Unit lost.
Very well.
Building. Unit ready.
Agreed.
Unit lost. Unit firepower upgraded. Construction complete. Building.
Waiting
Unit
orders.
lost.
Reporting. Very
Low
well.
power. Building.
Yes, sir. Very well.
Unit lost. Construction complete. Building. Cancel. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledge.
Construction complete.
Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost. Building.
Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Reporting.
Construction complete. Unit ready. Cannot deploy here. Building. Select target.
Waiting order. Acknowledge.
Building. Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost. Construction complete.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
A-bomb ready.
Acknowledged.
Select target.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. At once.
Reporting.
Affirmative.
Low
Acknowledged.
power.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
No. Affirmative.
Our base is under attack. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Okay. Yes, sir. No. Affirmative. No. Affirmative.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Waiting order. Yes, sir.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Be affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Of course.
Waiting order. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. No. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Waiting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
A-bomb ready.
Acknowledged.
Select target.
Vehicle affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. No. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit armor
Acknowledged.
upgraded.
Affirmative.
Select target.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Vehicle affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Vehicle reporting.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Awaiting orders.
The base is under
Affirmative.
attack.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Yeah, okay.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction options.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Cannot deploy here. New construction options.
Yes, sir.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building. Building. Unit ready. Building. Unit ready. Unable to comply. Building in progress. Unit ready. Unable to comply. Building in progress. Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost. Our base is under attack. Unit lost.
Reporting. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Select target.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Construction options.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Reconstruction options. Building. Construction complete. Reconstruction options.
Very well.
Unit ready. Building. Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Engineering affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative. Of course. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Unit lost.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit speed
Acknowledged.
upgraded.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Unit lost. Our base is under attack.
Awaiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Construction options.
Reporting.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Construction options. Building. Construction complete. Construction options. No power. Structure
Affirmative. At
sold.
once. Affirmative. At once. Agreed. At once. Affirmative. Affirmative. Very well. Very well. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. Agreed. Very well. Very well. Affirmative.
Engineering. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. At once. Very well.
Unit
At
lost.
once. Agreed.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Our base
Ready
is
and
under
waiting.
attack.
Affirmative.
Unit
At
lost.
once. Agreed. Very well. Affirmative. Reporting. At once. Very well. Awaiting orders. Awaiting orders. Awaiting affirmative. Affirmative. Agreed. Agreed.
Unit lost.
Yes, affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit lost. Mission failed.